board, he's got the judges, he's got the politicians, he's got the media in his hands. Why should he walk away and say, well, I had my 8 years, I
agree with you. He might try something. They're so bold. Who knows?
He's going to try something. No, he's going to. No, he's already put it in the works. I mean, remember, Obama is CIA. Understand that. He is a compadre.
His whole family,
Yeah, he's a compadre with Putin and Russia. He's not going to walk away from world power. He just isn't going to do. And anybody who thinks that he does, now I'm all for Trump. And you know I am. I'm all in on Trump. But anybody who thinks that Obama's going to walk away from power, you're not thinking. You're just not thinking.
Let me play this clip, the chilling clip about the National Security Force, where they want to make everybody serve 3 years out of high school as domestic political police, social justice warriors with badges, with guns. By the third year, they can graduate and get the badges and get the guns. And it's already happening with federal police and others. They're arming every agency and hiring social justice warrior types. Let's play the clip.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
I mean, this is chilling what they're doing. So, sir, you've studied it. You're in the middle of it. You were right about Obama more than I was, how dangerous he'd be. I hate the Republicans so much that I was kind of neutral the first election. I'm actually embarrassed about that. I didn't support him, but I just couldn't. Bush was so bad. Who knows? Obama would be 3 times worse.
I can understand that. I can understand not supporting Bush. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Just in the one that we have before break. What else is Obama going to pull then?
Well, I think he's going to continue to exercise his powers no matter who goes into office. He's put everything in place as any reasonably thinking person would do, except for idiots like Bush. And I think that Bush initially thought that by putting Obama in power as president, because, you know, Bush had the opportunity to stop Obama's presidency.
Sure, he did, yeah.
He had the CIA report. George Tenet had all the information.
He let the economy slide. He even helped Obama get in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think Obama has what I've seen more of a race war coming like we've never seen before.
But more and more, has Obama double-crossed even the establishment? Is that what you're saying?
I know he's double-crossed black people, and he's getting ready to do it again. But they love it, Alex. You can't talk to them. They love it. But he's getting ready to double-cross them again.
We'll be back with your phone call. Stay with us, Pastor. The American people of every color really just want to be friends with each other. But no, the media won't let it rest. They just hype it and push it and drive it. Joe Biggs, there's been a shooting outside UCLA in California. Joe Biggs is right by it. He's going to probably have a live feed come up in the next segment with us. He's going to get on early with us. He's on at the bottom of the hour. He's out there covering social justice warriors, foaming at the mouth. I want to go to Michael in Louisiana, AJ in Ohio, Joseph in New York, Ed in California. The caller I was about to go to just hung up on line 2. They had a really good question. About economic collapse. But another person, AJ, has the same question, because that's what I'm concerned about. I mean, when the Royal Bank of Scotland says sell everything that's paper and the elites are getting armored redoubts, I mean, it's all over the news now. I'm hoping things don't collapse, but I mean, this bubble's so big. AJ, you're on the air. Go ahead and talk to Pastor Manning of Atla.
Yeah, hi, Pastor Manning. Love you to death. And that's a white man telling you that. I know it's politically incorrect, but
it's okay. I'll let it slide. Go ahead.
Anyhow, my friend, I'm having a hard time seeing Obama actually leaving the presidency. I think, he has lots of weapons in his toolbox, and I think one of them would definitely be an engineered collapse of the economy. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that because,
Absolutely. I think collapse is his big, ace in the hole. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you 100%. That he's not going to leave power. If he may possibly officially leave the office, but he's not going to leave power. And if he doesn't,
you mean put in all his people? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's already got the deck stacked everywhere as to how he will manipulate America and the world. He's got the globalists he's at their beck and call. But an economic collapse is the best way. You can always manipulate people when you can take food off the table and off the shelves of the supermarkets, and you can devalue everything that people have.
And seize their bank accounts.
Yeah. So I think economic collapse, it will be better than a race war. That's not going to be very effective. It will, of course, ignite some concerns But you're right on both counts. One, he's not going to leave power, and two, he's going to use an economic collapse. And though we all love Donald Trump and want to see him in power, we're looking at a very dark future for America. Very, very dark.
Great question, AJ. Anything else?
Yeah, just real quick. I know it's a little off the subject, but I had this dry cough for months, and I bought your lung cleanse, and not to get too graphic, but let's just say it cleared things up very well. So great product. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you. It's just a whole bunch of known concentrated herbs. The problem is it's so oily, you got to keep the spout clean under hot water because it clogs, because it's just a whole bunch of essential oils concentrated. Most lung stuff is just a couple sprays and some feel-good stuff. Doesn't really help you. I mean, we set out to make something really good, so thank you for the plug. Lung Cleanse is amazing. InfoWarsLife.com. Thank you, AJ. Let's get one more call as we go to break here and do one more segment with Pastor Manning before he does his own broadcast. Let's talk to Ed in California. You're on the air. Go ahead, Ed.
Good morning, gentlemen. Alex, thanks for the show. Thanks for waking me up. Pastor Manny, I didn't call to start an argument or pick on you. I'm a black American. I work hard every day. I have a family with a strong, proud history in America. And a lot of times when I watch your Outlaw broadcast, you're very negative toward black people. I just want to know, why do you do that? Or why do I have that perception of you, perhaps?
It could largely be your perception, but I can tell you there is some meat to what you're perceiving, mainly because you have to get black folks' attention. Listen, I live in Harlem, and I've been black for a goodly number of years. I have seen socially, politically, religiously, what black folk have done. When you're living in the midst of a community where 90% of the households are headed by women and men have no sense of responsibility, when you see children that are hungry and cold and are poor, you can only speak that as a truth. And to a lot of people, it seems very hard.
I was about to say, Pastor Manning, stay there. Come back and have the floor on this. We'll go back to the caller, but I want you to be able to speak on this because it's called tough love, folks. I mean, it's like if an alcoholic's drinking 2 bottles of vodka a day, you got to tell them to stop it. We'll be back. Stay with us. Pastor Manning is our guest. I love humanity. In my gut, I'm a God-fearing person, no matter how much propaganda is out there, no matter how bad people treat me because of what color I am in my life. I know in my gut, in my heart, that if I start hating children of any color, that I basically forfeited my soul. I just feel it. I love humanity. And it's a total setup where they play us off against each other. It's all divide and conquer. And when they sit there and have black liberation theology in the prisons, that's all Ford Foundation, CIA run, that's declassified. It's to make sure people are mentally crippled. They come out, they're controlled by those groups. They won't integrate or work with anybody else or be happy. Then that makes whites get paranoid and be even more racist because that's going on the other side. Then you have a little mini race war, and then black people get even more suppressed. Blacks are, 30% of the population, half that's men, 6.5%. And you're going to get in a fight with all the honkies that are armed to the teeth and know how to go around the world killing everybody. I mean, that is just not a good move. And that's what they're setting up. That's what they're pushing. And then Pastor Manning's over here saying, let's not do this. Let's be Christian. Let's get jobs. Let's build our communities. Let's have men in the homes. And that's called not liking black people. I don't know what broadcast Ed's listening to, but I hear somebody who loves humanity and loves his people. Now, I'm going to go back to Ed in a minute, but Manning, is that accurate what I said?
Oh, it's absolutely spot on. I mean, we've had 70 years of panty-waist policies and activities towards black people, obfuscating their responsibility, allowing them to think and to do and tell them how bad the world has treated them. And look at where
How do you make somebody strong weak? You pamper them so they are weak. That was a total attack.
Absolutely. And it was a planned attack as well. So we have to realize that, Harry Truman said when he was president, they used to call him, give him hell, Harry. And the President Harry said, I don't give them hell. I just tell them the truth, and they think it's hell. When you've got a society of people who are at the bottom of the world's social register, and there's no denying that. I didn't put black people at the bottom of the economic ladder. I didn't put them at the bottom of the family ladder. I didn't put them at the bottom of every social remedy. I didn't put them there. They are there. How do you get them out? You don't get them out by telling them it's okay for them to stay the hell there.
Adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters. That's Victor Hugo.
And so we have got to be able to tell people, listen, here's the truth. You need to go back to leadership of your home. You need to go back to taking care of your family and your church. And you need to realize that all of the so-called leaders over the last 60 years have made the conditions. I mean, look at Chicago. You got Louis Farrakhan living in Chicago. You got Obama claiming to come from Chicago. You've got Jesse Jackson. You got three of black greatest leaders in Chicago. Yet you've got, and they are the ones who are panty-wasting black men. Yet they got more killings of black people in Chicago than we have any place else. Does Albert, whoever he is, want me to have the same kind of rhetoric that Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, and Obama has for black men?
Well, sure, I'm not defending Farrakhan's compendium of work, but Jackson and others do want the liberal social stuff. I mean, Farrakhan at least tries to get folks to get jobs and have their own businesses.
No, he does. No, I have to give him credit for that. He does. He understands that there is that is the way in which we must go. But I think that when I live in Harlem, and I see the suffering. I'm a pastor of women who've got no man in their life. They go to bed lonely and cold every night. I'm the pastor of children who don't know who their fathers are. I see this go on and on.
I know you do.
And I see politicians get up and talk about how bad the white man is. Hell, listen, you can take care of your children. I don't care what the circumstances are. Be a father. Work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. What's wrong with that?
I know. That's what I tell. I know, it's incredible. I'm telling you, these men are just, they think being lazy. I'm about white men, Hispanics, you name it. They think laying around's fun. A man bust his ass.
Absolutely, absolutely. You defend your children with your life. And I think if we had more of that kind of a spirit, more of that spirit, we wouldn't see.
Well, Pastor Manning, I always feel like I've had a big old drink of cold water on a hot day when you've been on. You're a great patriot. I love your spirit. Otla.org.
Alex, thank you so very much. It's a big honor.
Thank you. Big honor.